We are Julie and Martin, and we live on our narrowboat, Rhapsody in Blue. Join us on our journey as we go through some stunning scenery, tunnels, we meet wildlife on the way, as we cruise the inland waterways of the UK.
Hi, this is Rhapsody in Blue. This is our home. She's a 58-foot trad style narrowboat built by G.J. Reeves and fitted out by Crown Boats in 2004. I'm trying to give you a quick sort of guided tour of the outside of our boat, just the basics. Starting at the bow, you'll see a post there with a nice light on it. That's my little contribution to the boat since we had it built, not built, sorry, since we bought the boat. But at the front, we have a locker. Inside here, we have two gas bottles, one either side, two 13 kg gas bottles with a switch over. Once one empties, we just switch it over and go to the other one, so we always keep two bottles. Slowly going down the boat, cratch area, little table that I made, folds up when you don't need it. Wi-Fi aerial, TV aerial.
And that Wi-Fi aerial is omnidirectional, isn't it? Which means it picks up
pretty much
signal from
all directions. Normal standard thing where we keep our boat hook, barge pole, gangplanks and bits and pieces. That's for the boat. A little light that charges up during the day, and then that gives us a nice little security light that comes on.
We also added privacy film to our main cabin windows, which, as you can see, has a mirror effect so people can't see in.
4 solar panels we added while we was at the marina. These panels are 215 watts each, so we've got 4, total of 860. We also have, if you notice at the front of this one, and there's one at the back there as well, 2 little Wi-Fi cameras. They're just for us personally, like for our little security. We can keep an eye on the boat when we're away from it, etc. Normal mooring gear under there, tyres. When you're on the stroppy, you have what they call the stroppy shelf, so those tyres are when we get back on the stroppy, because we're on the Llangollen at the moment. Some more as well. Just these are all there to protect the side of the boat when mooring. Got mushrooms underneath, they're our vents, hence why our solar panels sit a little bit higher. Something else we had also added to the boat, in one of our previous vlogs you'll see, we had a top box. That's just for keeping boaty bits, etc., ropes, any bits you don't really want to keep inside the boat if you can help it, you know what I mean? So it's just there to make it look tidy as well.
And just while we're on the outside of the boat, just show you the bathroom window. It's got Rhapsody in Blue. I don't know if you can see because the light etched into the window. Back to Martin.
Right, so we follow it down. Sign written, Rhapsody in Blue, as in Gershwin.
A piece of music.
Yep. Into the back of the boat. I've left the telepin on, just for show. There you go. At the back we fill our diesel up.
Yep, so there's the diesel.
That button.
And the button to protect the rudder, isn't it?
Yep, that should be it.
And 2 taff seats. And then Martin's going to take you through the instruments and the engine room.
That's the view from my position most of the time when I'm steering the boat. So that's basically the basics of the outside. Right, underneath here is the heart of the boat. It's a Beta 43 engine, marine engine. This is what propels the boat. I'll just give you a nice little, there you go. Yep, can you see that? Underneath there you'll see I've got 3 empty oil cans, which I keep spare for service. She was serviced in October 22. I'll just wrote it on top there. I'll write it all on my filters and that. Like I say, we have 6 batteries on board. We have 4 domestics, 1 for the bow thruster, and we have 1 starter battery. I'll show you under here is all my odds and sods I keep. Got me gloves for me weed hatch when I have to go down the weed hatch. Stern gland there, that's the brass bit there at the top.
What's that big white thing, Martin?
That is the exhaust. She's got an hospital silencer on it, so she's very, very quiet when she's ticking over. Most people don't realise she's ticking over,
Which is good.
so I shall just shut that down. Well, these are all like trip switches, so you don't blow a fuse, they just flick off if there's a problem, so we can just reset it. In there is our MPPT box, which is for our solar panels, which does charge our batteries up when we've got decent sunlight.
Yes.
We've got to keep our batteries topped up. This is all our electrics and all that.
Yeah.
Okay, that was, obviously throttle. Push button in, that's neutral, so we can just let the engine tick over faster. When you push it back, that clips, that means it's in gear. Obviously forward, go forward, reverse, go reverse. On this side, key for starting, rev counter, that stays there as soon as I turn it on. If I turn that out, it'll go down to nil. Oil pressure, which you keep an eye on. Then you've got your temperature and your how many watts and volts are going in from the battery and the alternators. Basically here, I've just got a couple of covers, keep your polish, odds and sods, walkie-talkies. Following down, as this is my area,
We have the washing machine.
Well, it's the only bit of the boat that don't belong to me, that belongs to Julie.
Oh.
Right, try and put a light on. And that, this is my tool box section everywhere. Spanners, odds and sods, Allen keys, that's all. And that's my drill.
And what's in that cupboard up
Up
above?
there, just have a little odds and sods. Like I keep books,
yep,
etc.
And this is where we hang all our coats.
Coats, and then down there is the hose pipe, washing machine. This is basically the work end of the workhorse end of the boat. So there you go. Tunnel light or an LED rechargeable light, and then pins, windlasses, spare padlocks, and then just down here's another little cubby hole, just little bits and pieces I keep spares. You try and utilise every little space you can. This is the travel pack. This gives us basically like mains power. We switch this switch on this side of it
Over to generator.
Which means when we're going along and the engine and cruising,
3.5 kilowatts, isn't it?
We can use our washing machine and other mains power things. Yep. And in the last cupboard we have a master volt 2 kilowatt pure sine wave inverter, and the one at the top is a battery charger.
Yep.
This little one here sits at the bottom. That's the galvanic isolator.
Galvanic isolator.
Yeah, as you see, that's in green, which means it's good for us. It's sitting right in the middle. Not earthed properly, that will go into red, which means then
it's essential, isn't it?
Yeah, it starts attacking the electric, attacks the bottom of your boat, which means you get pitting and stuff like that. So it's always handy to have. Hope that's giving you some sort of insight to our boat. That's I call my end of the boat, like the tools, the work side of it. So yeah,
and I'm now going to take you through the inside. Just one thing Martin forgot to mention, which really surprises me. His favourite toy on the boat, the klaxon. Yes, we know you're there. Okay, so I'm just going to take you into the well deck. I can do it while pointing the camera and show you the well deck in its entirety. So you've got the 2 lockers, one either side, there and there, and this one on the right is the one where we had the diesel tank put into. We've got our shoes just at the top there, and the table that Martin made. So our 2 doors are half glazed, and we've got seats and cushions out here that we've sort of put in ourselves. We have got some wooden bungs which I'll show you later for those. So going into our boat, we come from the front, we're going into our lounge area. That's a view right the way down the boat. 2 steps down into the cabin, and we have storage in both of these. You get the idea. Cupboards either side, all our knickknacks. And yes, we use a jackery. We actually bought the jackery before we bought a boat. We use it all the time. We've only got the little one. One day I'll persuade Martin to buy the next one up, perhaps. 2 very comfy chairs. They recline, and footstools are integral, so we don't have to have stools sitting around because obviously space is quite limited, so we didn't really want to have the stools as well. Got a nice table in between our chairs, which has got compartments either side, drawers and shelves and all sorts. And we've got a couple of net container things on the sides where we put our books and maps. Oh, and a couple of lap trays. So if we wanted to sit in front of the TV, we can with our dinner. And there's the other one with our maps in. Wall lights. We have 4 of these, 2 either side, and they are dimmable. I'll just show you. You can see they dim right down. Do it again, back up again. Hopefully that worked. Yeah, so we have a set of shelves where we keep our books and maps and everything, and obviously our TV. We have a 28-inch TV, I believe it is. And then of course the diesel stove, which you saw we had fitted quite recently, just a month or so ago, about 6 weeks ago. And there's our picture of us going over the Poncasilti aqueduct. So yeah, these are the bungs that we have for the 2 front windows. We've actually made these. We've yet to varnish them. We haven't done that yet. But we saw in a boat online, and we thought, oh, we can make them. So instead of having bungs or curtains, we've got that. We have got a blind at the top there we can pull down as well if we just had the sun in our eyes or something. Next we have the dinette, which is a Pullman style dinette. So you plenty of room to seat 2 people either side, and we have storage under each side. We try our best not to keep it to clutter it at all. We use it a lot, so yeah. You'll also notice that we have carpet throughout. We've got the carpet's called Flotex. It's waterproof, stain-proof. That's the word I was looking for. Stain-proof. They use it for care homes and farms and places like that. So, you know, it doesn't matter what we throw at it, we can sort of clean it up again. And it feels like velvet on your feet. It's lovely. Just under the gunnels, you'll see that we've put our sun chairs where we sit out on the towpath in the summer. Can't wait to do that again. They do. And then we have our side hatch, which again, my trusty assistant Martin is going to demonstrate. And this is our view that we have at the moment. Isn't that beautiful? We're at Blakemere.
And there's a lot of flies about.
Yeah, we have a
fly screen.
Fly screen.
We do have a perspex. I'm not going to get it, but we do have a perspex screen that fits in there.
Yes.
So we can keep it clear.
Yes. That's also under the gunnels, just under there, isn't it? Yes, at the end. We're collecting, or Martin is, I should say, is collecting these brass plaques just to say places that we've been to. I don't know if you can actually see those. Yeah. We've still got a few to put up yet, so we'll see where they're going to go. Next to the hatch we have a thermometer. At the moment we've had all the doors and windows open, so you can see it's not very warm in here. Yeah, this is our detector for gas and CO gas, etc, etc, so that lets us know if there's a problem. Also, our hoover lives under the dinette, that's plugged in, and our duck food, which is Rice Krispies. We always keep Rice Krispies for the ducks. And there's also a drawer, which if I can opens out. We have all our games, like Scrabble, etc, card games, and bits and bobs for the kitchen. Under the dinette, we added a freezer. Martin is again going to demonstrate it for me. It pulls out and lifts up, and it's 54 litres, isn't it?
Yep.
We actually got it second hand, believe it or not, and between Martin and myself, we fitted that in because that was just a plain side before. So yeah, we were quite proud of that, weren't we, mate? We were quite proud of that, weren't we, mate?
We certainly was.
Oh yes, and above here we have these lights, which if I turn the other ones off, these ones are dimmable. So onto the galley. We have a fridge, a normal larder fridge, 12-volt Shoreline. Trusty Mr. D over in the corner. Most boaters have. A lovely cupboard in the kitchen where we keep all our crockery. And again, it's got the frosted glass similar to the bathroom. And then we have wooden blinds on the kitchen windows. And we don't have the privacy film on the kitchen windows because we can shift the blinds so that people can't see in. Obviously the usual sink, cupboards underneath. I think we've put a light in this cupboard, yes, so we can see. There's lots in there. But yeah, and then we have full-size oven and hob. Microwave, which very rarely gets used. Cupboard up the top. Spice rack, hanging cups, and another window. So we have this cupboard here. What we tend to use is these sort of bins so that you can put things in and out, so that you can find things, because the cupboard goes right the way back to there. Don't go too close, Martin, because it's not very neat. This is one of the things that we added so that it was easier to get things. We've put all our tins on here. We added this framework inside so that we can get more in the cupboard. And then the little triangle shelves. And then this is my baking cupboard. I have all my baking ingredients and everything in there. That works out perfectly. And then we have the bin area, obviously, and that's our saucepans. These are ideal on a boat. We bought these at Crick last year, didn't we? No, yeah. Year before last. Before we had the boat, and they're ideal because they all slot into each other, and then you just have a couple of handles that you add each time as you need them. So yeah, I shall take you further through. Just as you come through the galley or kitchen, we have our battery monitor. So the battery status is 97%, and we have consumed 16 amp hours at the moment, and the inverter is on. Below that we have a water gauge, there's our fire blanket, fire extinguisher, all the must-haves, and our clothes area. And this is the corridor that goes through to the bedroom. This door will close from the kitchen, so we can close that and shut it off if we need to. I shall take you further down now to the bathroom, which is next. We have a sliding door, pump out toilet with a 347 litre holding tank, so that lasts us about 4 or 5 weeks. We have the sink over in the corner with a lovely large mirror above, and over the porthole we have a nice blind, a Roman blind. See if I can push that back up again. There you go. We have a set of shelves in this corner and a cover just to keep everything dust free. Below that we have the laundry basket, and obviously it has our laundry in. That's quite deep. The radiator and a towel rail, and also the shower gulper, which takes the water from the shower tray out into the canal, and a cupboard below the sink. Do that. Not very neat in there. We also have a gauge for our toilet, which tells us how full we are, and at the moment you can see we had it done very recently so we're pretty much empty at the moment. Our shower is next with the extractor fan above. We also keep our spare toilet, our portaloo, in the shower tray. When we want to shower we just move it from there round to there, just in case the canal freezes over or the nearest services for our pump out is perhaps out of order. You just never know, so it's always worth having a spare one. The shower has a glass door, bifold door, so yeah, just what you need. And then moving out of the bathroom, we have towel rails or hanging rails opposite either side of the radiator above the fin rads. So yeah, we can use those for drying. There's another door here we can close for privacy if we had somebody staying, because the dinette actually makes up to a double bed as well, so we can actually have people stay over if needs be. We have a couple of speakers in the wall, you can see there and there. That's linked up to a radio that we have at the front of the boat. The main radiator's in here, and then the bed is in line, so it's not a cross bed, it's in line. The pillows go at the end of the bed there, and the frame pulls out top and bottom. We slide the mattress across, and there's an infill that side that sort of flaps down to make it 4'8" wide. So yeah, we have a cupboard at the bottom of the bed. We also have a set of shelves, and we have our dressing gowns hanging up. We also have a 12-volt TV that we have at the end of the bed, so we can have a duvet day if we want. A double wardrobe at the foot of the bed too, sort of floor to ceiling, and one side is shelved where we have felt baskets, if you like, just to keep it all neat and tidy in there, and my shoes at the bottom. And then the other side is hanging rail, top and bottom, so we both have a section each, so lots of storage. The 2 drawers in the bed as well. Other things to mention in the bedroom, we have this big cupboard at the top of the bed. I won't go into there because lots of stuff in there. We also have a couple of lights, reading lights, so we can put them on of the evening if we wanted to. And under the bed there is a calorifier, which is that side of the bed, and there's also the black tank, which is under my side of the bed. So yes, I sleep above the poop tank, but it's okay, there's no smells, so we're all right. That's good. And these are our little friends that always sit on our bed. I'm an Elvis fan, and this is Teddy Bear, and he actually sings. It is Elvis singing Teddy Bear. Obviously I can't play that for copyright reasons. There's our little teddy that we've had since we had a caravan, and this is our naughty little, Martin's naughty little monkey. I'll just give you a quick demo of him. Yeah, I think you get the idea. Yep, and our little puppy. So just to summarise, she's a 58-foot trad-style narrowboat built by GJ Reeves and fitted out by Crown Boats in 2004. She has a traditional layout with the bedroom at the stern and the lounge at the bow. Oh, one thing we forgot to mention is we do have a bow thruster at the front of the boat too. There's a 680 litre stainless steel water tank, a 300 litre diesel tank and a 347 litre black tank. We've owned Rhapsody in blue now since September 2021 and we absolutely love her. Hope you've enjoyed this glimpse into our floating home. That's out. So we're in a beautiful location at the moment. We thought this was a really nice place to do this. This is our home, Rhapsody in blue.